Xia Ming awakened and added some panels. He originally intended to cultivate immortality in the city and become the only extraordinary blue star. I didn't expect that the road would deviate as I walked. Cooking skills, superb. You have obtained the title of culinary god, and the dishes you cook can drive away various diseases and prolong life. Singing, the sound of heaven. Your singing resounds through the universe, containing the power to heal spiritual wounds. Constitution, holy body Dao Tai. Your constitution has undergone another transformation, giving birth to the chaotic green lotus, Yin Yang Dao Tuesday. Magic, mirror of reality and void. You shuttle through the heavens, replicating space elevators, space gates, neutron war stars. Xia Ming intended to continue his life, but he found out that at some point, he had been crowned with many honorific titles by countless races in the universe. Lord of the Galaxy, God of the Heavenly Sky, Lord of the Great Way. P.S. Features of this book. Urban immortal cultivation, starry ocean, extreme Dao killing and assassination. There is also a 1,000,000-word-old book called The Heavenly Highest. Invincible from devotion, for you to taste. Keywords of the novel. I add points in the city without pop-ups, I add points in the city to download the complete TXT collection, and I add points in the city to read the latest chapters. Chapter 1. Awakening, adding points to the panel. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The source has no content or has errors. Chapter 2. Unexpected first skill. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2 Unexpected first skill. In the energy bar, the number after bioenergy has been changed to 1. This indicates that overnight, after receiving intravenous infusion, eating, exercising, and sleeping, he accumulated another bit of bioenergy in his body. I see. Bioenergy is the special energy that I obtain after digesting the food I eat and getting enough rest, stored in a panel. Since he knew the source of biological energy, Xia Ming's confidence greatly increased. Eating, exercising, and sleeping are his next compulsory courses. During the 10 years of becoming a vegetative, Xia Ming's body was on the brink of collapse. Muscle atrophy, blood clotting, and bone loosening. The overall athletic ability is not even as good as that of a 3-year-old child. I have accumulated another point of bioenergy in the past 2 days. I wonder if the speed of accumulating bioenergy will increase as my body recovers and improves. Inside the ward, sunlight slipped in. Xia Ming was sunbathing, thinking about other functions of the data panel in his mind. Eating and exercising only take a small amount of time. At other times, he either organizes chaotic memories or is watching TV in the medical room. The currently popular TV dramas such as The Three-Body Problem, The Fury, and The Wandering Earth, are all very interesting. The Dark Forest System, Cosmology, and Dimension-reducing weapons in The Three-Body Problem always feel familiar, as if they have been experienced in dreams. Will this scene come to the real world? Xia Ming frowned slightly, always feeling an ominous premonition, as if there was a huge crisis approaching reality. Is The Three-Body Problem and The Wandering Earth being broadcast together, indicating something? Or is it that I am worried? If only I had a mobile phone, I could search for some knowledge online. Forget it, no more trouble. From his clothing, he could tell that his parents are currently facing financial difficulties. Xia Ming added 1 point of biological energy to the power attribute again. The strength attribute has also reached 34. With persistent daily exercise, for days have passed quickly and my body is rapidly improving. Accumulated 2 more biological energy points, this time, added to the agility attribute separately. The agility attribute has also been increased to 20 points. After improving his agility attributes, he felt a significant improvement in his body's flexibility, no longer so stiff. The body's various attributes should be balanced as much as possible. In the evening, my sister and brother-in-law came to the hospital to visit him. In the ward, Xiaobao, you finally woke up. Sister misses you so much. Sister Xia Yuan tightly hugged Xia Ming, tears streaming down her face, unwilling to let go. Sister. Xia Ming called out softly, and the figure in front of him gradually merged with the figure from 10 years ago. However, as time passes, my appearance has changed. Just wake up, just wake up. Xia Yuan sobbed uncontrollably, telling him about the events of these years. In the evening, the family had a delicious meal at the private kitchen of Gulan next to the hospital to celebrate Xia Ming's awakening. Late at night, Xia Ming looked up at the starry sky, pondering the news he heard at the dinner table. At dinner, Fang Han, his brother-in-law, and Xia Li, his father, complained when drinking that the economy is going down these days, and it is very difficult to earn money. In order to treat my illness, my parents not only spent their entire life savings, but also borrowed 300,000 yuan from my sister and other relatives. In recent days, my relatives have repeatedly urged me to repay the debt. 300,000 yuan is not a small amount for ordinary rural families. Even if the parents are frugal, they still have to work for more than 10 years in a small county to save money. Low salary, excluding living expenses and personal expenses, makes it difficult to leave money. As soon as I woke up, I was burdened with a huge debt. Xia Ming shook his head with a bitter smile, knowing that the root of all this was to treat him. When your body recovers, go find a job first. Try to earn as much money as possible, subsidize your family, and pay off your 300,000 yuan debt. It's not easy for your sister, uncle, and others. Helping the urgent but not the poor, borrowing money to treat his illness is enough to make Xia Ming respect him. The next day, after being examined by a doctor, Xia Ming was allowed to be discharged from the hospital. There was a disagreement among the family regarding Xia Ming's whereabouts. His hometown is a small town about 20 kilometers away from the county town, and his parents both rent houses in the county town. For the sake of affordability, the rented house is old and dilapidated, which is not very suitable for him to recuperate. Mom and Dad, let me go back to my hometown. There are melons, fruits and vegetables growing in the yard of my hometown. I have also moved freely. I can cook and take care of myself. In the end, his parents still respected his opinion. Returning to his hometown after 10 years of absence, Xia Ming stared at the familiar environment and remained speechless. He seemed to see his childhood self, playing and frolicking with his fellow villagers in the same village, fishing and splashing in the water. The small bungalows on the first floor of his home, which he had built before he fell ill, looked dilapidated and desolate among the rows of small Western-style buildings in the surrounding area. Your dad and I only come back occasionally. The vegetables grown in the yard are all cooked. In the refrigerator, your sister bought a lot of meat, vegetables, fruits, and drinks. Whatever you want to eat, just make it yourself. My mother's repeated reminders made Xia Ming feel very warm. This is the feeling of home. As she was about to leave, her sister forcefully stuffed a bulging red envelope into Xia Ming's hand. Xiao Bao, you just woke up and your body is suffering greatly. Buy more chicken, fish, meat, and eggs to make up for it. Don't be stingy with your money. Sister, I don't want it. Xia Ming wanted to refuse. Xia Yuan forcefully stuffed the red envelope into his pocket and sat on the van before leaving. Xiao Bao, when you're clear, come to Lin'an to play. Brother-in-law Fang Han also smiled and waved his hand. Okay, brother. Xia Ming replied with a smile. His sister has been married for 8 years, and this is the first time he has seen her husband. The next day, at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, my parents rode a 3-wheeled electric bike to the county town to work. After eating the rice porridge, mantou, hot and sour potato shreds prepared by my mother, I put them in the rice cooker. He suddenly felt an unprecedented sense of tranquility. After 10 years of dreaming, his consciousness seemed to travel into many strange worlds. Died 9,999 times in various forms, experienced many intrigues, fighting and looting, raging wars, and weak yet humble begging. Is that really a dream? Today, I can't remember anything. In the process of exercising slowly, it was noon in an instant, and the sun was already rising. You can make lunch now. Just stir-fry some sour and spicy potato shreds, and steam some rice. After many years, Xia Ming cooked again. First, I cut a portion of shredded potatoes, then cut green chili peppers, scallions, and ginger slices. I seasoned them in an oil pan and added salt, chicken essence, and white vinegar. In no time, a plate of fragrant sour and spicy potato shreds came out of the pot. The taste is not as delicious as before. I remember Yutong likes to eat sour and spicy potato shreds the most. Speaking of this, Xia Ming suddenly felt inexplicable pain in his heart. Yutong, who is Yutong? Xia Ming was puzzled in his heart. In my mind, a youthful and beautiful girl appeared, vaguely appearing, walking towards him, but I couldn't see her clearly. Dai Yutong, it's her. Xia Ming's eyes dimmed and he let out a deep sigh. Some memories of the two of them getting along became clearer and made him look bitter. This lunch was particularly difficult. In the blink of an eye, a week has passed. Living a secluded pastoral life every day, cooking and stir-frying by oneself, having plenty of food and clothing, leisurely and comfortable. Through exercise and physical activity, the body gradually improves. I haven't seen the panel for 7 days, you can continue to add more points. Name. Xia Ming, 30 seconds, energy, bioenergy. 7, physical fitness, mortal. Strength 34, spirit 46, agility 20, speed 21, endurance 32, wisdom 87, realm. None, practice. None, skill. Cooking, beginner plus, divine skill. Mirror of void and reality, unopened. In these days, he has been able to steadily accumulate some bioenergy every day, and his disposable bioenergy has reached 7 points. Oh, why is there an additional cooking skill in the skills section? Xia Ming's expression was somewhat unexpected. For the past 7 days, he has just cooked some home-cooked dishes, such as hot and sour shredded potatoes, fish-flavored pork, kung pao chicken, braised pork ribs, etc. Speaking of how delicious it is, it's actually just like that. Cooking skills, not yet beginner, with a plus sign after it, does it mean you can add some points? Xia Ming hesitated a bit, whether to try adding cooking skills or adding 7 points of biological energy to all body attributes. Cooking is not of much use to me. It's just cooking, as long as I can eat it. Xia Ming looked conflicted and ultimately chose to add some culinary skills. No matter how useless it may be, this is the first skill I have acquired. Let's give it a try. Xia Ming did not expect too much. Cooking skills, add more. Suddenly, there was a vast amount of insights about cooking that merged into my mind. Having knowledge of raw materials, properties, cutting techniques, methods, frying, stir-frying, steaming, boiling, and so on. How to stimulate the characteristics of ingredients, make them more delicious and nutritious. After a long time, Xia Ming regained his composure, with his pitch-black eyes hidden in radiance. I feel that my cooking skills are even more exquisite than many star-rated hotel chefs. It turns out that cooking together is not that simple. He looked at the data panel again, and indeed there were new changes. Biological energy, there are still 2 points left that haven't been used up. Skill. Cooking, beginner. 1/100, Xia Ming added the remaining 2 energy points to his agility attribute. Try the beginner's cooking skills, what's special about the dishes you make? The kitchen knife in his hand seemed to have become an extension of his body, like magic, jumping and dancing in his hand. Soon, a plate of sour and spicy shredded potatoes came out of the pot, crystal clear, emitting a tempting aroma. The taste is very special. Xia Ming took a sip and it was a world apart from before. Among them, there seems to be some kind of magical energy that nourishes his body. Dear experts, please ask for monthly tickets, follow up reading, recommendations, rewards, and everything. End of this chapter. Chapter 3. Mysterious Factors, Physical Recovery. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Chapter 3 Mysterious Factors, Physical Recovery. After witnessing the magic of cooking, Xia Ming thought of other possibilities. The function of the data panel seems to have unlimited possibilities. If you purchase some martial arts classics online, can you get started? If one could become an extraordinary person in modern cities, like in a dream world, who swims towards the North Sea at dusk, eats morning dew and eats the clouds and clouds, I am the only one who can become the only extraordinary blue star, which is also very good. Xia Ming's heart is filled with infinite longing. Now, earning money is the top priority, and cultivating martial arts is not as easy. Being poor in literature and rich in martial arts requires a large amount of financial support to cultivate. Time flies in the blink of an eye. Morning. Xia Ming is blowing a gentle spring breeze and jogging slowly on the rural path. Today, his mood is particularly comfortable. Because the accumulated biological energy yesterday turned into 2 points. There are 2 speculations in Xia Ming's mind about this. One scenario is that my physical fitness gradually recovers, so my accumulated biological energy increases. Another scenario is that after acquiring culinary skills, the dishes I cook have special effects, with far more nutrients than before. The second possibility is likely to be having culinary skills. The dishes they cook are too magical and seem to contain some mysterious factor that can promote digestion and absorption, similar to food enzymes. After exercising for a while, Xia Ming returned home to cook. Fried a plate of garlic and cabbage, drank 4 bowls of millet porridge, and ate 6 white mantou. After improving my cooking skills, my appetite has greatly increased, and my appetite is different from that of ordinary people. If you truly enter the cultivation of martial arts, you will definitely be more able to eat. The beginning of martial arts lies in the stomach and in eating. Since ancient times, there has been a saying that literature is poor and martial arts are rich. To cultivate martial arts, it is difficult to achieve success without a large supply of food, herbs, and supplements. Even precious medicinal herbs such as ginseng, red fruit, snow lotus, snake bile, etc. are needed to supplement the body's consumption. Leaving aside practicing martial arts, relying solely on my current appetite and the various meats I eat every day is also a huge expense. But in order to recover as soon as possible, he had to eat again. Looking at the data panel, I noticed that the skill, cooking, has also undergone changes in experience points. Skill. Cooking, beginner. 4 out of 100, the experience value of cooking skills has increased, which seems to be related to cooking. Xia Ming felt lost in thought. Add the 2 points of biological energy accumulated yesterday to the speed attribute. The speed attribute has changed to 23. Physical fitness, mortal. Strength 34, spirit 46, agility 22, speed 23, endurance 32, wisdom 87. In just 1 week, there has been a significant improvement in physical fitness. If we follow the current rate of accumulating 2 points of biological energy per day, we can recover to our peak state in less than a year. What level of physical fitness are people of the same age group on Earth? 100 should not be possible, around 50. Unfortunately, we haven't accumulated enough biological energy. Otherwise, we can give it a try and determine the upper limit for adding points to various body attributes. After exercising for a while, Xia Ming suddenly heard his phone ringing. 10 years ago, I didn't know you, you didn't know me. Upon closer inspection, it was an unfamiliar number displayed in Haijiu. After hesitating for a moment, he still connected. A slightly nervous female voice came from across. Excuse me, is this Xia Ming? The voice sounded familiar, but he didn't remember who the other person was for a moment. I'm Xia Ming, may I ask who you are? Seeing Xia Ming admit, the girl across from her was a bit emotional. I am Yutong. Do you still remember me? Upon hearing this name, Xia Ming was instantly stunned. After a long silence, I took a deep breath and my voice trembled slightly. Yutong, are you okay now? After saying these words, Xia Ming felt relieved and had inexplicable expectations in his heart. I don't know how it feels. Perhaps, because it was first love, the white moonlight in my heart. In the dimly lit international metropolis of Haizhou, thousands of miles away from Xia Ming. Dai Yutong's eyes were filled with tears, dripping with a swish. A few days ago, when she impulsively logged into a long and used QQ account, she saw an account she was particularly concerned about and posted a new update. 10 years later, get to know the world again. When she saw this news from Xia Mingfa, she realized that Xia Ming had already awakened. Dai Yutong wiped away her tears and tightly held her phone, her expression stunned and speechless. By chance, after 10 years, everything has already changed. Xia Ming, it's great that you woke up. After hanging up the phone, Xia Ming stood in the yard, looking in the direction of Haizhou with a gloomy expression. 10 years, a person's youth, how many more decades? Since it has been missed, Xia Ming does not blame Dai Yutong, but can only blame fate for manipulating people. If it weren't for that damn disease, what would our outcome be? Xia Ming sat under the mulberry tree in front of the door, lost in thought. His memory still lingers 10 years ago, and the story has come 10 years later. For a long time, Xia Ming stood up and started exercising again. Since we missed it, let's all be well. Then pursue strength, wealth, freedom, live a magnificent life, and bring back the lost youth. Soon, January passed by. Xia Ming opened the data panel and watched the results of his diligent practice. This month, my appetite has been increasing every day, and I have been exhausted from exercising every time. Such efforts bring rewards. Except for the first 20 days, I have accumulated 2 points of biological energy every day. In the following 10 days, the daily accumulation of bioenergy reached 3 points. Correspondingly, the amount of food I eat every day has also increased many times. My sister left me 3,000 yuan. I spent more than 2,000 yuan on vegetables, chicken, fish, meat and eggs, mantou, rice, and miscellaneous grains, but there was not much left. At this point, his appetite for each meal was comparable to 4 or 5 adults. Name: Xia Ming, 30/35, energy, bioenergy. 0, physical fitness, mortal. Strength 50, spirit 46, agility 42, speed 39, endurance 50, wisdom 87, realm. None, practice. None, skill. Cooking, beginner. 100/100 plus, divine skill. Mirror of void and reality, unopened. After increasing the strength and endurance attributes to 50, I feel that there is not much difference between strength alone and normal adult men. It seems that the median of various physical attributes of adult human males is around 50. Only those humans with extraordinary talents, such as James, O'Neill, Bolt, Tyson, etc., will have significant changes in certain attributes. With the recovery of my body, my lifespan has also increased to 35 years old, and my life is temporarily worry-free during this month. He gained a total of 70 biological energy points, all of which were added to his strength, endurance, agility, and speed attributes. Now, he has fully recovered his health, and his strength, endurance, and other aspects are not inferior to before becoming a vegetative. Continuing to stay in my hometown, although life is comfortable, it's not necessary. Besides, I need money to buy food. Being a gluttonous rice worm waiting to die is not his wish, and he doesn't have that family background either. I only have a few hundred yuan on me. I need to find a job and earn some money. Xia Ming naturally felt embarrassed and reached out to ask his parents for money. The family is still burdened with a huge debt of 300,000 yuan, which has already bent the spine of their parents. Take a look at the recruitment information in Bibu County and see if there are any suitable ones. Opening 58.com, he saw from the recruitment website in Beishi County that the vast majority of salaries are around 2,500.6000 yuan. There is a significant gap from his minimum expected salary. With his current appetite, in order to accumulate as much biological energy as possible, he not only needs to eat well, but also needs to eat well. Even with a monthly salary of 6,000 yuan, it will still be tight-handed. In my hometown, this small county town, there really isn't a suitable position for me. Unless I open my own restaurant, with my current culinary skills, business will definitely be booming throughout the city. The idea of opening a restaurant flashed through Xia Ming's mind. But he quickly denied it again. Opening a restaurant in the county town can be quite expensive. From renting a house, decorating, purchasing tableware, and so on, it costs at least 100,000 yuan. With his own financial situation, it undoubtedly adds a huge burden to his parents. He couldn't bring himself down and went to borrow from relatives and friends. What can be borrowed, my parents have also borrowed it. So, there is only one path before him. End of this chapter. Chapter 4. Ancient Prescriptions for Health Preservation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4 Ancient Prescriptions for Health Preservation. Bring your ID card, mobile phone, cash, bank card, changed clothes, and so on. Xia Ming arrived at the rural bus stop and prepared to take a bus to the county town. In front of the restaurant where his mother worked, Xia Ming smiled and showed the contours of his muscles. "Mom, I have completely recovered." After seeing it with her own eyes, Zhang Xinxi finally felt relieved and said reluctantly, "I have already told your sister that when we arrive in Lin'an city, we will stay with your sister and slowly look for work." "Mom, don't worry." Xia Ming nodded solemnly. Having a data panel, relying solely on one's culinary skills, one can eat and drink without worrying. As for where to go after leaving his hometown, he originally wanted to go to the international metropolis of Haizhou, but his mother insisted that he go to Lin'an. There, the siblings can have some care. "I transferred 5,000 yuan to you, and when you arrive in Lin'an, don't be stingy with your money." "Mom, no need, there's still a lot left from what my sister gave me last time." Xia Ming immediately refused. "Quickly accept it." Xia Ming was directly glared at by Zhang Xinxi and could only reluctantly accept it. "Mom, then I'll leave." On the long-distance bus to Lin'an, Xia Ming searched for information about martial arts and Taoism. Tieba, forums, encyclopedias, and Jihu, all search and see. In the dream, the experiences of those strange worlds have been forgotten, just like waking up from a dream. There is naturally no way to talk about cultivation knowledge in the dream world. It takes 7 or 8 hours by bus to go to Lin'an. Xia Ming has been using his sister's phone to browse various forums and learn about related cultivation knowledge. There is a wealth of knowledge online about martial arts cultivation. There are countless examples such as Tai Chi, Bajiquan, Chongqing Buduan Brocade, Xingyi Quan, Liuhe Quan, Taekwondo, Jeet Kune Do, Chuan Quan, and so on, each with its own unique characteristics. Most martial arts also focus on maintaining health and strengthening the body, exercising physical fitness, as well as some routine techniques such as power, attack, and defense. In addition to various boxing techniques, Xia Ming also searched for some Taoist classics. Taoism, from the pre-Qin period to the present, has a long history and has produced many figures of historical civilization. The various guidance techniques and breathing techniques of Taoism are also well known. Xia Ming is not very familiar with Taoist classics, and in various forums, his opinions vary, with each holding their own opinions. Beishi County holds the Zhuangzi Health Preservation Competition. When searching, a message popped up in the browser, which surprised him a bit. Because it sparked his interest in his hometown. Beishi County is the hometown of the Taoist sage Zhuangzi. There is Zhuangzi Temple there, and he has been to it many times. The culture of Laozhuang has been passed down for a long time and has a long history here. Xia Ming clicked on the video to watch, but couldn't see why he came. Just like Master Ma's reception, transformation, and hair, it looks very tall and upscale. Zhuangzi's health preservation technique is derived from Zhuangzi's classic works such as Xiaoyao Yu and Health Preservation Master, and is divided into Zhuangzi's qi promoting technique, biomimetic technique, and guiding technique. Xia Ming studied the detailed video teaching carefully, but it was not included in the data panel. Indeed not. Xia Ming sighed inwardly, as he had expected. Just like the first skill, culinary skills, it is also his long-term cooking experience that has reached a proficient level before being included in the data panel. Martial arts, also known as Chinese martial arts. I believe that the strongest Chinese martial arts is the art of killing. Just like what is written in The Legend of the Dragon and Snake, the clear, dark, transforming, Dan, and vigorous energies break through the void, remain invincible to the gods, and the highest level of achievement is boundless. That's just a novel. I also said that Qi practitioners in the pre-Qin period were invincible. No matter what national skills or martial arts you have, I absorb the spiritual energy of heaven and earth, and cultivate the golden elixir avenue. It's like the difference between cold weapons and hot weapons, directly crushing you from the essence. Great mistake. Just like how cold weapons evolve into hot weapons, martial arts cultivation also progresses step by step. First refine the skin and bones, then wash the tendons and marrow, and finally generate true qi. If you want to directly practice qi, you need to have qi for you to refine. You think it's hydrogen and oxygen, which can undergo chemical reactions. Remember, it's the end of the Dharma era, and spiritual energy hasn't recovered yet. Xia Ming watched with interest the various posts and videos on the martial arts forum, as well as the verbal exchanges between different schools and viewpoints. He was also deeply inspired by some views on martial arts cultivation and quite agreed with them. When you arrive in Lin'an, first find a job, stabilize yourself, and then search for some martial arts inheritance. Besides, I have a data panel, and if I can consistently add points to various attributes of my body, I am not inferior to those who practice martial arts. My current physical condition is only mortal. Above the mortal body, there may be some spiritual body, holy body, immortal body, and Taoist body. Moreover, there is only one divine power on the panel, mirror of reality and void, which is still in an unopened state. Since it is called a divine power, it is definitely extremely extraordinary. Xia Ming is full of confidence in his heart. On the spacious highway, buses run at lightning speed. The Zhenze service area has arrived. Passengers in need of convenience, please get off in an orderly manner and do not stay far away. The train will depart in half an hour. Xia Ming got off the car and looked at the magnificent service area, with pavilions, classical gardens, and modern shopping malls. He widened his eyes, thinking he had come to the wrong place. Not only are you looking for work papers, but even the service areas on the highway are so busy. Finding the charging port in the bathroom, Xia Ming charged his phone. Along the way, I kept searching forums and watching various martial arts videos, and my phone's battery was running low. After charging the battery, Xia Ming strolled around and was ready to return to the car. Suddenly, with a glance, I saw a shop in the service area. The store is filled with various nutritional products such as cordyceps, ginseng antler, saffron, health soup, blood tonifying powder, and weight loss tea. A few middle-aged men and women gathered sporadically in the store. Xia Ming didn't care, but when he heard the ancient recipe for health preservation in his ear, he stopped and decided to join the fun. "Boss, does this health-preserving ancient recipe, Lin'an 8 treasure soup, really have the magical effect you said? Can't it be deceiving?" A middle-aged customer said with suspicion. The shop owner dressed decently and faced customer inquiries with an extremely calm expression, answering. "My ancestors were imperial physicians during the Jiajing period of the Ming dynasty. These ancient health-preserving formulas were passed down at that time, and I can't deceive you. We are a chain store with branches in several neighboring states. It's just 100 yuan, I'll take it. The middle-aged man seemed convinced and happily scanned the code to pay. Xia Ming approached and looked at neatly printed books with the words, Chen's Ancient Prescriptions for Health Preservation, written on them. I eat a large amount of food every day to accumulate biological energy. I wonder if this ancient health-preserving recipe is true or false, and if it has any effect. Boss, can I take a look at the content? Xia Ming asked. Look at it casually, no photos allowed. The boss glanced at Xia Ming. Xia Ming opened Chen's Ancient Prescriptions for Health Preservation, which recorded the sources of 10 ancient health-preserving formulas. Lin'an 8 treasure soup, made from black chicken, old goose, ginseng antler, goji berries, ginger, poria cocos, pig heart, sweet potato, etc., is a secret health ancient recipe made by the palace. It has the effect of nourishing yin and yang, strengthening qi and blood. Upon seeing the content of the ancient recipe, Xia Ming felt that it was somewhat reasonable and in line with the principles of nutritional matching. It didn't seem like it was fake, perhaps it had some effect. After getting started with culinary skills, I became extremely familiar with the characteristics of various common dishes. After cooking, various ingredients seem to undergo chemical reactions, with excellent taste and high nutrition, seemingly containing magical factors. Moreover, my culinary skills can continue to improve. If these ancient health-preserving recipes are true, they may be of great use to me. Xia Ming looked at the boss and said, Boss, I also want a book. On the bus, Xia Ming carefully read through the 10 prescriptions recorded in the Chen family's ancient prescriptions for health preservation. In addition to some birds and animals as ingredients, the main ingredients are Chinese medicinal materials. When you arrive in Lin'an, you can try the effect of this recipe. With my cooking skills, it should have an additive effect on making health-preserving soup. Xia Hao summoned the data panel. Skill. Cooking, beginner. 100/100 plus, cooking skills can be enhanced long ago, but unfortunately there is no biological ability left. After being upgraded, the cooking skills must be quite good in the entire Lin'an city. New books for collection, for follow. Up reading. End of this chapter. Chapter 5. First arrival in Lin'an, hotel application. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Chapter 5. First arrival in Lin'an, hotel application at 7 p.m., I arrived in Lin'an, Zhejiang. Xiao Bao, I'm here. Xia Yuan was already waiting next to the milk tea shop in Honey Snow Ice City. Sister. Xia Ming walked over with a password box. We haven't eaten yet, let's go eat first. Xia Yuan pulled Xia Ming's arm and smiled. At Xia Yuan's request, the two went to a self-service barbecue restaurant and had a meal. Watching Xia Ming, the wolf spitting out the tiger's throat and swallowing a lot of food like wind and clouds, Xia Yuan appeared extremely shocked. Xiao Bao, after you have just recovered from your serious illness, why is your appetite so good? Don't eat it to the point of damaging your body. It's okay, sister. I have a big appetite now. During the conversation between the siblings, Xia Ming learned about his brother. Law Fong Han, who is currently operating a crane on a construction site, while his sister is doing sales in a shopping mall. Speaking of his plans in Lin'an, Xia Ming didn't hide it either. Sister, I'm planning to try a restaurant first. Xia Yuan frowned slightly and said, your body is just right. The hotel work intensity is too high, so it's better to find a more relaxed job. It's okay, sister, I've completely recovered. Xia Ming smiled and revealed his muscles. He possesses culinary skills, a unique trump card, and naturally needs to go to the hotel to showcase his talents. I don't know how many points of biological energy are needed for cooking skills, which can be further improved. Now I can accumulate 3 points of biological energy every day. If my physical fitness continues to improve, eating more high-energy and tonifying foods should also increase it. At night, in the Rujia chain hotel, Xia Ming completed a set of simple exercises such as push-ups, squats, leg presses, and sit-ups. Just open your phone and search online for recruitment information for various positions in Lin'an. Compared to Beijing, the salary level in Lin'an City is undoubtedly much higher, with positions ranging from a few thousand to tens of thousands of yuan per month. Due to accidentally becoming a vegetative, he is currently in a state of suspension and naturally does not have a bachelor's degree certificate. Only with a high school degree, in the first-tier city of Lin'an, where a bachelor's degree is not as good as a dog, and a master's degree is everywhere, only a doctoral degree can be obtained, there is a basic isolation from office work. Searching for chef recruitment jobs in Lin'an City, there are quite a few positions available and the benefits are also good. The chefs in these 4-star and 5-star hotels, although earning high salaries of over 20,000 yuan per month, require both work experience and a chef's certificate. Xia Ming shook his head helplessly, as he naturally did not have a chef's certificate. Continuing to search, I finally found a hotel called Happiness Building, recruiting chefs for inspiration. Monthly salary of 8,000 plus, 5 insurances and 1 fund, plus commission, contact person. Manager Zhang, 139. After thinking for a moment, he thought this was okay. He had a monthly salary of 8,000, plus commission, and had all 5 insurances and 1 fund, but he didn't mention the chef's certificate. Cooking skill, with the first increase, consumed 5 points of biological energy and improved to the entry level. Continuing to improve to the next stage, the consumption should increase. If it is increased by 10 times, it will take 50 points and only 17 days. If it is increased by 100 times, it will take 500 points, which is too long. As one's physical attributes improve, the amount of biological energy that can be accumulated daily will increase. Becoming a chef is only his temporary plan. First, accumulate the original funds to meet the needs of survival, and then discuss other matters. The current cooking skills should be sufficient. First, search online for some recipes for famous Lin'an dishes. At my current level, most cuisines, just by looking at them once, can become familiar with the recipe, pairing, raw material characteristics, and so on. Xia Ming is extremely confident in his culinary skills. Over time, with sufficient biological energy added, he will eventually become the world's #1 chef. Moreover, as his culinary skills improve, he can become more familiar with the characteristics of various ingredients, mix and match them to varying degrees, maximize the nutrition of the ingredients, and incorporate more mysterious factors. If we elevate it to the extreme, what kind of changes will happen? Using ordinary ingredients to make immortal dishes on Earth. Or, using various dishes and combinations, killing people invisibly. Xia Ming smiled and shook his head, but he didn't want to provoke trouble. He worked as a cook to earn some money, and who would come to target or harm him if he had nothing to do? Throughout the night, he is carefully studying various famous dishes in Lin'an, as well as the famous dishes among the 8 major cuisines in the country. Applying for a position as a chef will naturally result in on-site assessment. The chef's certificate is sometimes just an admission ticket. Just like some Fortune 500 companies recruiting without admission tickets for university graduates such as 985 or 211, they don't even have the qualifications for interviews. There are many famous dishes in Lin'an, and these are quite famous. There are Westlake fish in vinegar sauce, Dompa braised pork, fried shrimps with longjing tea, Hangzhou style duck pickled in soy sauce, Song Sa fish soup, beggar's chicken, Westlake water shield soup, sweet and sour sirloin, old duck stewed with bamboo root ham, smoked fish, etc. Xia Ming carefully considered the methods and taste evaluations of various famous dishes in Lin'an. After only reading it once, the recipe for various dishes seemed to be enlightened and integrated into my mind, turning into an instinct in my body. In the blink of an eye, it was late at night. Studying the characteristics of many dishes also made him feel mentally tired. The more I look, the hungrier I get. I've been studying how to make so many delicious foods, but most of them haven't been eaten yet, so I'm going to go to battle with Qi Luo. Xia Ming smiled bitterly and shook his head. I soaked 2 boxes of instant noodles and ate a few grilled sausages before feeling barely satisfied. In order to accumulate biological energy, he eats 4 meals a day, much more than ordinary people. The next day, in the morning, Xia Ming contacted manager Zhang, who was in charge of recruitment at the Happiness Building Hotel, and introduced himself, especially praising his cooking skills, which was why the other party was willing to meet him. The time was set at 4 p.m. in the afternoon. After learning about it, Xia Yuan will go to the interview with him. Sister, you don't need to accompany me. I can just take a taxi myself. Xia Ming refused his sister's company. Today is Thursday, a working day. If she wants to go, she will have to take leave. The Happiness Tower Hotel, located on the banks of the Qiantang River, is a newly opened star-rated hotel with a relatively unknown reputation. But the decoration is magnificent, surrounded by lush trees, appearing dignified and elegant, very classy. In the hotel reception hall, Xia Ming met manager Zhang. Hello Manager Zhang, I am Xia Ming, who is applying for a position as a hotel chef. Hello, my name is Zhang Zhen. Zhang Zhen looked carefully at Xia Ming. He is 1.8 meters tall, with a handsome appearance and sharp edges. No matter how he looks, he has the potential for a small white face, but Zhang Zhen did not underestimate him for this. If you want to apply for the position of our hotel chef, you need to conduct a rigorous examination to see if your cooking skills are as exaggerated as you said. Follow me. The hotel's kitchen, located on the 2nd floor, occupies a large area and is also decorated with modern facilities. All kinds of facilities are ready, and by the time manager Zhang brought Xia Ming, there were already several chefs waiting inside. In addition, there were several hotel staff dressed appropriately, chatting and laughing on the side. Lao Fang, Xia Ming is a new chef who has applied for a job. You will evaluate him. Okay, no problem. The person who answered was a tall and chubby general with a very obvious belly, wearing a gray-white chef's uniform, and looking at Xia Ming with a smile. Xia Ming, right. Let's try the knife technique. The simplest one is to shred the potatoes. Xia Ming is not afraid of stage, he smiles confidently. Taking the kitchen knife in front of everyone's eyes. With the knife in hand, Xia Ming naturally enters a state of mind. The thick and sharp kitchen knife, like an extension of the body, was like a mental command, spinning 4 or 5 times in the palm of the hand like exercising at home, without leaving the palm half an inch. What superb swordsmanship! Old Fang's eyes shone brightly. Being able to play with the kitchen knife like this would surely immerse him in this art for a long time. Shwa! 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 The knife was in Xia Ming's hand, like a precise machine. Almost in the blink of an eye, he cut a potato into potato shreds of exactly the same thickness. After checking the shredded potatoes cut by Xia Ming, the head chef Lao Fang was greatly shocked and found them perfect. Good swordsmanship, past the level of swordsmanship. New book for follow-up reading. End of this chapter. Chapter 6. Golden Sign. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 6 Golden Sign. Zhang Zhen and other hotel personnel who participated in the assessment also went forward to inspect. The crystal-clear potato shreds are not only of uniform thickness, but also of roughly the same length. It's really good, the skill of chopping potatoes is great. Zhang Zhen looked at Xia Ming in admiration. The head chef, Lao Fang, announced the second assessment and looked solemnly at Xia Ming, saying, as chefs, our highest recognition is the customer's recognition of the taste of the dishes. There are various common ingredients in the kitchen, so you can make 6 specialty dishes first. Xia Ming nodded, saying that in hotels like the Happiness Tower Hotel, which mainly focuses on catering, the quality of dishes is the most important, surpassing everything else. Then I'll make 6 famous dishes in Lin'an. Westlake fish in vinegar sauce, Dongpa braised pork, fried shrimps with Longjing tea, Hangzhou style duck pickled in soy sauce, Westlake water shield soup, sweet and sour pork fillet. Everyone who participated in the evaluation was eagerly anticipating Xia Ming's knife technique, and after witnessing it, they also had expectations for the dishes he made. Xia Ming first made Westlake fish in vinegar sauce. He had studied these dishes in depth last night and had memorized all the steps. Westlake fish in vinegar sauce, as a famous dish in Lin'an, is delicious mainly because of fish slicing, sauce mixing and cooking. Xia Ming took out a grass carp and used a kitchen knife in his hand. It was not too rough, fast as lightning, and moved like a gust of wind. He skillfully sliced the grass carp. What a skilled knife technique, the skill of slicing fish is no less than mine. Outsiders watch the excitement, while insiders watch the tricks. As the head chef hired by the hotel at a high cost, Lao Fong immediately recognized Xia Ming's depth. Next, it's the process of steaming fish, boiling sauce, seasoning, and harvesting sauce. Xia Ming was very careful throughout the whole journey, without any feeling of astringency, and easily finished the first course, Westlake fish in vinegar sauce. During the process of making fish, as usual, some mysterious factors were incorporated. Please taste it. Xia Ming brings the Westlake fish in vinegar sauce to the table beside. Human Resources Manager Zhang Zhen took the lead in tasting. After tasting it, his eyes lit up and he gave a thumbs up, giving him high praise. It is fresh and juicy, smooth but not greasy. It tastes slightly sour and refreshing. The fish is fresh and full. It can be called the best Westlake fish in vinegar sauce I have ever tasted. I give 5 stars, a good comment. Other assessors in the hotel, including the head chef Lao Fong and several other chefs, also tasted and praised them one after another. Yes, that's the taste. It's so delicious. It's more delicious than the time-honored brand in Lin'an City with Westlake fish in vinegar sauce as its trademark. It must be 5 stars. This Westlake fish in vinegar sauce alone, if it can keep its taste, will be enough to become our hotel's signature specialty. After trying Westlake fish in vinegar sauce, Zhang Zhen and others have made up their minds to keep Xia Ming, even if they pay a higher salary. Xia Ming, the Westlake fish in vinegar sauce is so delicious, I'm looking forward to the next 5 dishes. Zhang Zhen's mouth was still full of anticipation, casting a look of anticipation. Xia Ming was meticulous in his smile and didn't say much. He was extremely quick and served dishes one by one, allowing them to taste them. After trying all 6 dishes, everyone present looked at Xia Ming differently. That is the gaze of a precious treasure. 6 dishes, each with a perfect combination of color, aroma, and taste, make them taste great and relieve their appetite. Only the head chef, Lao Fong, has a sense of crisis. Xia Ming's performance is too outstanding, and his position as the head chef will be greatly challenged. Zhang Zhen looked at Xia Ming with a smile on his face and a gentle voice. Xia Ming, I passed the assessment this time. Come with me, let's go to the reception room to discuss salary and benefits. In the reception room, Xia Ming looked at the new contract in front of him. The contract was agreed upon by Zhang Zhen, the HR manager of the hotel, Lu Lanlan, the finance manager, and Wen Daoxian, the catering manager. The salary is 12,000 yuan at the end of each month, and the monthly performance is determined based on the hotel's monthly revenue. The hotel offers free meals, accommodation, and 5 days off and 1 day off. Other benefits, including 5 insurances and 1 fund, are all available, and the probationary period is 1 month. After seeing it, Xia Ming nodded with satisfaction, much better than he had expected. As for the package of food and accommodation, it is already stated in the recruitment conditions that it is up to individual choice. Xia Ming quickly signed his name. Upon seeing Xia Ming's signature, Zhang Zhen, Lu Lanlan, and Wen Daoxian all showed signs of relief. After tasting Xia Ming's cooking skills, if they don't dig it up, it will be a huge loss, and they can take the blame and resign. Xia Ming, work hard and strive to become the golden signboard of the Happiness Tower Hotel as soon as possible. Zhang Zhen patted Xia Ming's shoulder and encouraged him a few words. Okay, Manager Zhang, I will work hard, Xia Ming replied with a smile. This is his first job, although just a chef, the salary and benefits are not low. At the very least, in Lin'an City, it already has a medium to high income. That night, Xia Ming simply tidied up and checked into the hotel. The Happiness Building Hotel has dedicated employee dormitories, all of which are small single rooms. Although they are simple, they are also equipped with all the necessary amenities. Mom, I have already found a job. At night, Xia Ming shared the good news with his parents. On the other end of the phone, Zhang Xinxi, who was washing dishes at the restaurant, placed a stone in his heart and felt sincerely happy. Xiaobao, what kind of work are you doing over there? You must pay attention to your health and never argue with anyone. Listening to his mother's guidance, Xia Ming showed no impatience. This is his family, and also the most important woman in his life. The next morning, Xia Ming woke up early and ran 3 laps along the Happiness Tower Hotel, familiarizing himself with the hotel environment while exercising. Xia Ming did not use up the 3 points of biological energy he had accumulated yesterday. He is preparing to continue accumulating and improve his culinary skills once again. The entry-level cooking skills have already won the praise of the Happiness Building Hotel. If promoted again, it is possible to become the champion of the chef industry in Lin'an City, and income will naturally rise, enabling early realization of wealth freedom. Starting from today, be a diligent cook. Xia Ming felt relieved and confidently walked into the kitchen. The Happiness Tower Hotel has 16 floors, with guest rooms above and a restaurant below. In the second-floor kitchen, the head chef solemnly introduced Xia Ming to other chefs. Our chef team has a new young chef. His level is very high. His cooking of Westlake fish in vinegar sauce, Dongpa braised pork, fried shrimps with Longjing tea, Hangzhou style duck pickled in soy sauce, Westlake water shield soup, sweet and sour tenderloin, etc., can be called a masterpiece in Lin'an. The kitchen was filled with scattered applause. Several of the chefs even had a hint of hostility hidden in their eyes. After all, peers are enemies. At noon, the hotel started operating and some customers had already taken their orders one after another. Lao Fong, the chef, looked at Xia Ming and said with a smile, "Come to live, Westlake fish in vinegar sauce, sweet and sour sirloin, steamed crab, kung pao chicken." "Xiaoye, you can make steamed drunken crabs. Kung pao chicken, Lao Huang and I is good at it, so I'll give it to you. Westlake fish in vinegar sauce, sweet and sour ridge, Xia Ming, when you first came here, it was up to you to show off." Hotel chefs usually have clear division of labor, each with their own specialty dishes, and are then assigned by the head chef. Xia Ming also quickly prepared, and the speed of serving surprised all the chefs present. The next day, the restaurant manager Wen Daoxian came specifically to find Xia Ming. "Xia Ming, you did a good job. The dishes you served yesterday received high praise from the guests. Keep working hard, and we all look forward to you becoming the hotel's flagship brand." "Thank you, Manager Wen. I will work hard," Xia Ming replied with a smile. As for becoming the signature of the Happiness Tower Hotel, let's talk about it in the future. How could he have been working for others all the time? How many years older am I than you? Let's call me Wen Gu in the future. From your accent, your hometown is Huizhou. Wen Daoxian chuckled, intending to establish a relationship. "Brother Wen, my hometown is Jiaojun, Huizhou," Xia Ming replied. Huizhou is a place of outstanding people, and there are also quite a few people in Lin'an City. If you encounter any difficulties in your future life, you can come to me. Got it, brother one. Xia Ming knew that it was the other party releasing goodwill. Time flies by quickly, and in the blink of an eye, half a month passes. Due to Xia Ming's joining, the Happiness Tower Hotel has gained a great reputation in the food and beverage industry of Lin'an City. At noon and evening, customers flow endlessly, and sometimes they need to book a few days in advance to have a seat. And all of this is due to the existence of Xia Ming. Inside the kitchen, other chefs were also impressed by Xia Ming's cooking skills. Even the few chefs who were initially hostile towards Xia Hao put aside their prejudices and secretly learned. All the dishes, Xia Ming can read them once and make them even more delicious. A super genius in the chef class. This is a high praise from the head chef Lao Fang. In the room, Xia Ming eagerly convened the data panel. In these 17 days, the accumulated bioenergy has reached 51 points. Can you give it a try and improve your cooking skills? New books for collection, for follow-up reading, for everything. End of this chapter. Chapter 7. Transforming Ordinary into Magic. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 7. Transforming Ordinary into Magic. After more than half a month of waiting, persistent exercise every day, and eating 3 or 4 times more food than adults, Xia Ming finally accumulated 51 points of biological energy. Cooking skills, add more. It seems like a sudden enlightenment, and also like a sudden enlightenment. At this moment, various knowledge about culinary skills flooded into Xia Ming's mind. The selection of raw materials, the characteristics of ingredients, the reactions between them, the required heat, cooking methods, and the stimulation of nutrients. 8 major cuisines, including Sichuan cuisine, Anhui cuisine and Cantonese cuisine, including Western cuisine, have turned Xia Ming's instinct into a huge amount of cooking knowledge. For a long time, Xia Ming absorbed all the advanced culinary knowledge and was deeply moved in his heart. I originally thought that cooking was just a minor skill, just to satisfy my appetite, and besides that, it was of no great use. But at this moment, I realized that I was completely wrong. Cooking is not just a small path, but a way to transform ordinary things into magical ones. The way of cooking is to use the simplest ingredients to create the most perfect combination and stimulate the highest nutritional value. Even with the combination of different materials and proficient skills, it can trigger the integration of some mysterious factor that I am not aware of at this stage. It can no longer be said to be culinary skills, but more like the way of cooking, just like the alchemy in novels. Perhaps it can be called the way of food. Xia Ming gradually realized in his heart that he had underestimated the art of cooking. With my current culinary skills, I can confidently describe the characteristics of ingredients, such as their nutritional content. As long as there is a reasonable combination, other ingredients, seasonings, etc. are used to stimulate the characteristics of the ingredients, and then those mysterious factors are integrated. This is no longer a dish, perhaps it can be called food dishes. After Xia Ming sighed, he opened the data panel to view his own data. Name: Xia Ming, 30/35, Energy, Bioenergy. 1. Physical Fitness, Mortal. Strength 50, Spirit 47, Agility 43, Speed 40, Endurance 50, Wisdom 87, Realm. None, Practice. None, Skill. Cooking, Proficient. 1/10,000, Divine Skill. Mirror of Void and Reality, Unopened. Seeing his physical attributes, Xia Ming's eyes lit up and he discovered an unexpected joy. Through persistent exercise, my several physical attributes have also naturally increased. My spirit, agility, and speed have all increased by a few points. I thought it was necessary to use biological energy to add points in order to change physical attributes. Unexpectedly, relying solely on one's own efforts to exercise can also slowly improve one's physical fitness. However, the speed of improvement is very slow. Xia Ming once again looked at the change in culinary skills, upgrading from an entry level to a proficient level. With an experience value of 10,000, you need to make 10,000 dishes, which is not too much. I now make more than 100 Lin'an famous dishes every day, such as Westlake fish in vinegar sauce, Dompa braised pork and so on, which have become the gold-lettered signboard of the hotel. And these specialty dishes are also very expensive, and hotels can make big profits. Xia Ming understood that, including the restaurant manager when Daowu and others, they all deliberately tried to please him. That's because his existence is the golden signboard of the Happiness Tower Hotel and the hotel's cash cow. For Lin'an City, which is not short of money, as long as the taste is good enough, the price is not a problem at all. My cooking skills have improved again, and the dishes I cook will become more and more magical, which may attract attention. Let's take a look at this month's salary and see how much it can be. If the hotel is really deliberately withholding, then don't blame me. Suddenly, the phone rang. It was a local unfamiliar number in Lin'an. Excuse me, is that Mr. Xia Ming? On the other end of the phone, there was a young female voice. Excuse me, who are you? Xia Ming was a bit puzzled. After arriving in Ansheng, besides interacting with colleagues, he was almost always busy cooking, eating, exercising, and studying. I worked continuously for 17 days without taking any leave. Mr. Xia, my name is Zhou Qin and I come from Yuankazhai. I wonder if Mr. Xia has the intention to come to our high school. We will offer Mr. Xia a generous reward. Oh, in just a few days, someone has been digging at the foot of the wall. Xia Ming was speechless in his heart. What he didn't know was that in the catering industry, there is a saying of winner takes all. As long as the taste is good enough, it can attract customers to linger. 1 to 10, 10 to 100, even without advertising, can quickly form a chain reaction and attract a large number of customers. Xia Ming did not immediately refuse, but curiously asked, what kind of salary can you offer? For him, it's the same where he works, just working. Upon hearing Xia Ming's inquiry about salary, the voice across from him was overjoyed and he quickly replied, Mr. Xia, if you are willing to come to our hotel, you can serve as our head chef with a monthly salary of 80,000 plus commission. What do you think? 80,000 monthly salary. And commission, TSK tisk. Xia Ming was really tempted. Sister, brother.in.law, parents, combined in a month, they can't earn 30,000 yuan. Xia Ming suddenly realized that his cooking skills had once again improved, reaching a proficiency level, and that the delicious food he could make would have better taste and nutritional effects. The reputation of the Happiness Tower Hotel will surely become even more prominent and spread far and wide. Let me consider it, let's just do it for now. Xia Ming did not firmly refuse. He wanted to wait and see how the Happiness Building Hotel would pay him this month's salary. In the evening, when Daowu came to search for Xia Ming, pulled him aside, and earnestly reminded him. Xia Ming, tonight at the Four Seas Hall, there are important guests coming. You need to play well and make sure to satisfy the guests. This is the menu, consisting of 18 dishes, all of which are made by yourself. Whether our happiness building can truly enter the eyes of the real big shots in Lin'an City depends on your performance tonight. Xia Ming glanced at the menu and saw that it was all the specialty dishes of Lin'an City, which were also his signature dishes made during this period. Brother Wen, don't worry, we will definitely give you a surprise tonight. Xia Ming is full of confidence. His cooking skills have improved and can be greatly improved on the basis of the original. Just play normally. Don't put so much pressure on yourself, Wen Daowu smiled. That night, Xia Ming devoted himself wholeheartedly to food preparation. After improving culinary skills, I have gained a better understanding of how to make delicious dishes and stimulate the nutritional value of food. Every dish incorporates more mysterious elements, making it more delicious and nutritious. Watching Xia Ming cook is really a pleasure, and after I eat it, it will be unforgettable for a lifetime. Chef Yi Qing stared at Xia Ming intently, learning techniques. The hotel's revenue has skyrocketed tenfold in the past 2 weeks. All the private rooms are packed every day, so I'm looking forward to this month's performance. They all came for Xia Ming. I really don't know how he could make such delicious food with the magic to turn ordinary things into magic. Xia Ming has long been accustomed to the admiration and envy of the kitchen chefs, and if any of them learn, he will not hesitate to impart them. How much a colleague can learn in a game depends solely on their intelligence and creativity. Happiness Building, 8th floor, for C's Hall. The real big shots from Lin'an City gathered here and came to taste it. Recently, the Happiness Building has been very popular in the catering industry, and it has already reached my ears. Today, let's taste whether the delicious food in the Happiness Building truly lives up to its name. The customer on the main seat has a kind and gentle demeanor. Whether it lives up to its name or not, it will still be up to Lu Juanshu to taste it. Lu Juanshu is our top foodie in Lin'an City, someone agreed with a smile. Soon, various specialty dishes were served one by the waiter. After serving, Lu Juanshu took the lead in using chopsticks and tasting a piece of dompa braised pork. Just at the entrance, the taste buds exploded. It seemed that it was not dompa braised pork, but the food of the immortal family. Lu Juanshu was immersed in it for a long time. After a long time, he came back to his senses and said, "The dompa braised pork, its taste and feeling are really worthy of the name, and it can be called a masterpiece in Lin'an. I think your previous evaluation is still too low, even if it is called the first in Daxia, it is not too high." After hearing this, other customers also moved their chopsticks, picked up various delicacies and sent them to their mouths, all praising them endlessly. It has a complete color, aroma, and a unique feeling. After eating, it feels like the whole body has regained a lot of vitality. It clears away the fatigue of the whole day. Every dish has a unique taste, and it is second to none in Lin'an City. It's really good. After eating the dishes here, I can't taste anything else anymore. New books seek collection and follow. Up reading. End of this chapter. Chapter 8. Purchase of Classics, Daowu Buddha. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Chapter 8 Purchase of Classics, Daowu Buddha. Night Falls. Xia Ming's various delicacies have received high praise from the distinguished guests of the Four Seas Hall, which has made the owners of the Happiness Tower Hotel appear for the first time and excitedly encourage him with a few words of encouragement. In the words of Wen Daoxian, starting tonight, the reputation of the Happiness Building will be fully heard in Lin'an City. The elites of the upper class will come in an endless stream to taste the delicacies of the human world. Xia Ming, keep it up. Your salary this month will definitely surprise you. Wen Daoxian, as the manager of the catering department, also feels honored. Brother Wen, then I'm eagerly waiting. Xia Ming was also speculating in his heart about how much his salary was. The contract he signed at the time was a monthly salary plus commission. The commission is determined based on the hotel's profitability. Chef Lao Fong and others have all said that compared to the past, they have been much busier and their revenue has at least increased tenfold. Even though Xia Ming only cooks specialty dishes, other dishes also rise with the tide. The first month is a probationary period. If the salary doesn't meet my expectations, then I can just terminate the contract. Xia Ming doesn't care about this, if he can temporarily stay at the Happiness Building. Coming to his grand hotel for a high salary has exceeded the number of hands. The salary and benefits offered have also greatly impressed Xia Ming, making him one of the best in the industry. In the room, Xia Ming is contemplating the next plan. After improving cooking skills, the next step is to focus on improving various attributes of the body. At the same time, purchase some cultivation secrets online. One's own strength is the foundation of fearlessness. At the same time, we should also study the ancient prescription for health preservation, configure tonic diet, and accumulate bioenergy faster. Xia Ming carefully studied the Chen family health preservation prescription, purchased from the service area. It cannot be said to be false, it can only be said that the effect is better than nothing. I need to improve on various health-preserving soups and search for other remedies online. Xia Ming opened his phone and searched for some secrets to purchase. These are all the choices he has prepared for these days, after lingering on various websites, forums, post bars, and communicating with martial arts enthusiasts. Fortunately, in the information age, as long as you have money, most things can be bought. As for various martial arts secrets, Buddhist and Taoist classics, and cultivation teaching videos, there is everything you need. Xia Ming purchased from the internet, including Taoist secrets, ancient martial arts boxing and refining techniques, as well as well-known Buddhist mental techniques. Taoism practices qi, including the Golden Elixir Avenue, the Five Ghost Movement, feng shui divination, and the use of talismans and seals to ward off evil spirits. Martial arts and physical training include training skin and bones, washing meridians and marrow, internal qi, and transforming light and dark energy. Buddhism cultivates the mind, including Mahayana Prajnaparamita, Vajradharma, Medicine Master Glass, and clearing the mind and deity. The cost of purchasing these martial arts and Buddhist scriptures is indeed considerable, but it is unclear whether they are true or false, and whether they can be included in the data panel. It is similar to culinary skills, which require one to be able to cook in order to improve. Xia Mingxin felt uneasy. If he had to practice before he could be included in the data panel, it would be really difficult for him. The terminology, refining methods, and breathing techniques in various classics are vastly different and very obscure and difficult to understand. Martial arts and physical training are relatively good, mainly relying on pile driving, horse stance, hitting, defense, punching and leg attacks, etc. If you refer to the explained video to learn, it is still possible to learn a little bit. As for Buddhist and Taoist scriptures, refining the mind and qi are both mysterious and profound, obscure and difficult. If one is not immersed in this path for a long time, they cannot even enter the door. Xia Ming looked at the shopping cart and, with the idea of, better kill than let go, prepared to buy the main scriptures of Taoism, martial arts, and Buddhism. There are 24 Taoist classics, including the Tao Te Ching, Nanhua Jing, Chong Su Jing, Zhou Yi Shentong Qi, Qing Jing Jing, Huang Dnei Jing, Jin Dan Yi Jing, Bao Pu Zi, Zhuang Zi Health Preservation Gong, Xiaoyao Yu, Pre-Qin Breathing Method, and corresponding video teaching, totaling 3,200 yuan. There are 42 martial arts classics, including the Yi Jin Jing, Shi Sui Jing, Diamond Jing, Tai Chi Jing, Ba Ji Quan Jing, Xing Yi Quan Jing, Chang Sheng Ba Duan Jin, etc., all of which have teaching videos with a total price of 4,600 yuan. There are fewer Buddhist scriptures, mainly including Heart Sutra, Vajra Sutra, Infinite Life Sutra, Perfection Sutra, Shurangama Sutra, Brahma Net Sutra, Tantra Sutra, Jeshanmi Sutra, Vimalakirti Sutra, Shurangama Sutra, etc., totaling 10 types, with a total price of 1,400 yuan. The total price is 8,200 yuan, and I borrowed 10,000 yuan from Wengu, which is enough to use. Xia Ming's own money, only 5,000 yuan transferred to him by his mother, has not been spent, and he borrowed 10,000 yuan from the restaurant manager Wen Daoxian. When Xia Ming said to borrow money, Wen Daoxian didn't say a word and directly transferred it to him. As for Xia Ming's repayment ability. As the golden signboard of the Happiness Tower Hotel, a figure whose reputation has attracted the attention of the entire Lin'an city's powerful, will they be short of money in the future? Put money in a sack. The owner of the Happiness Tower Hotel, as long as he is not a fool, will offer exorbitant salaries to try to keep Xia Ming. As described by Wen Daoxian, the business of the Happiness Tower Hotel was exceptionally hot in the coming time. Without spending any favors or connections, ordinary people can't even make an appointment if they want to eat. In front of the hotel, various luxury cars are parked almost every day. Happiness Building Chairman's office, Boss Liang Zhizheng is listening to the report from Finance Manager Lu Lanlan. Chairman, the hotel's revenue for this month has been reported by the Finance Department. Our main revenue for this month was still in the catering department, with a year-on-year increase of 4,200%. The monthly revenue reached 35.2464 million yuan, with a net profit of 18 million yuan after deducting employees, materials, and taxes. After hearing this, Liang Ji's expression was stunned. Monthly revenue of 35 million and net profit of 18 million. This data is simply too exaggerated. Even though I knew the business was exceptionally hot this month, I didn't expect it to be so hot. Seeing the chairman shocked, Lin'an smiled and explained, "Chairman, the main reason for revenue comes from the signature dishes made by Xia Ming. For example, the price of Westlake fish in vinegar sauce has increased from 280 yuan per case to 3,400 yuan per case after 3 price increases. And the material cost is less than 100 yuan. Our hotel has a total of 66 private rooms, each of which is fully booked for lunch and evening. The consumption of a single private room is almost always above 10,000 yuan." Liang Ji understood. Due to Xia Ming's reasons, the prices of materials did not increase, while the prices of dishes skyrocketed. However, supply was in short supply, so it was impossible to make a lot of profit. This is a big money tree. Liang Ji's heart surged. Making money is not the most important thing, what matters most is networking, social status, and influence. If it can be maintained, the Happiness Tower Hotel will become a business card of Lin'an City. Liang Ji is well aware that all of this comes from Xia Ming, a newly hired chef for a month. What is the salary proposed by your finance department for Xia Ming this month? Chairman, the contract we signed with Xia Ming is a monthly salary of 12,000, plus a performance commission. According to the hotel's past practice and industry standards, it is based on 10% of the net profit of the catering department for the current month, which will be further subdivided by the catering department's chefs. This is the first time we have encountered a situation like Xia Ming. Our finance department has discussed with Wen Daoxian from the catering department and suggested giving Xia Ming a performance commission of half of the 10% to him. Overall, Xia Ming's salary for this month is 912,000 yuan. My monthly income is over 900,000 yuan, which is quite a bit, sighed Liang Ji. I have never heard of a chef in Lin'an City whose monthly income exceeds 1 million. Lin'an also believes the same. But it all depends on Xia Ming himself to achieve such benefits. If she were Xia Ming, with this unique ability in a monthly income of only 1 million yuan, she would definitely not be satisfied. She heard from other chefs in the catering department that Xia Ming works very long hours every day and the workload is also enormous. Because others cannot do it, customers at 100 or 200 tables every day almost always order a few expensive specialty dishes, along with other ordinary dishes. All the money earned is hard work. To achieve the pinnacle of an industry, reaching the height of seeing through the mountains and small, even just a chef can earn millions of dollars per year. New books for collection, for follow-up reading. End of this chapter. Chapter 9. 7-digit monthly salary. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 9. 7-digit monthly salary. Happiness Tower Hotel, rest area. Xia Ming is exercising, recalling various methods of exercise in his mind. Starting from the horse stake, my body is like a spirit snake, my fists and legs intersect, I stand like a bell, sit like a pine, and be as fast as the wind, performing various martial arts movements. This is his practice of martial arts classics, honing his body. Sure enough, I guessed right. The many martial arts, Taoist, and Buddhist scriptures I purchased, in order to be included in the data panel, I must have a rough understanding of them myself, and secondly, they must be genuine scriptures. He originally thought that as long as he purchased many cultivation classics, he could quickly increase his longevity and become the only extraordinary person in the world. But now it turns out that it's a big mistake. The martial arts classics are fine, mainly focusing on the methods of physical refinement. Even if a beginner does not understand them at all, over time, they may still learn a little bit. Tao and Buddhist scriptures are different, metaphysics is both profound and profound, extremely obscure and difficult to understand. Xia Ming planned to directly learn a certain Taoist breathing method, breathe the spiritual energy of heaven and earth, and achieve the golden elixir avenue. Over the past 10 days, he has been diligently studying and continuously comprehending, but awkwardly realizing that he is still far from learning. Just like cooking skills, if you don't know how to cook, even the simplest everyday meals cannot be included in the data panel. Practicing martial arts is indeed extremely difficult. I chose this Xingyi Fist classic from many martial arts classics. Xingyi Fist has an ancient origin, some say it was created by the founder of Dharma, while others say it was created by Yu Wumu. And this Xingyi Fist classic originated from Lin'an, known as the founder of Xingyi Fist. Xingyi Fist is an internal martial arts technique that first trains the body externally, and then trains the strength internally. Mainly including the 3-body style, 5 elements fist, and 12 forms, I have been studying and practicing diligently in the past few days, and finally found some tricks. The main reason is that I have added some agility attributes to my body. Agility attributes represent data on the body's sensitivity, flexibility, and responsiveness. Just like girls who practice dance and yoga all year round, their agility is relatively high and they can develop various postures to increase their charm. Now, after more than 10 days of hard work, my physical attributes have significantly improved. Xia Ming summons the data panel. Name: Xia Ming, 3038, Energy, Bioenergy. 4. Physical Fitness, Mortal. Strength 60, Spirit 50, Agility 60, Speed 40, Endurance 60, Wisdom 87, Realm. None, Practice. None, Skill. Cooking, Proficient. 1534/10,000, Divine Skill. Mirror of Void and Reality, unopened. It has been 10 days since the last time I improved my cooking skills. During these 10 days, due to the improvement of cooking skills, Xia Ming's intake of nutrients has increased significantly, and he eats more every day. Every day, you can accumulate 4 points of bioenergy. After 10 days, he added all the accumulated biological energy to his body's various attributes. The Xingyi Fist Classic, although I have touched some tricks, is still some distance away from learning it. Keep practicing, as long as you can learn and be included in the data panel, you can add points and improve. Xia Ming looks forward to that day. His current physical fitness is already outstanding among ordinary people, comparable to professional athletes. The muscle contours are extremely obvious, and the abdominal muscles are all 8 pieces, making it unique among many chefs. Because chefs have a better life and can eat a lot of meat every day, they tend to have a bit of bloating. Recently, Wen Gu, Zhang Gu, Lu Jie, Lao Fong and others have been actively introducing me to potential partners. Just looking at the photos, their conditions are quite good. In school, even if they are not at the goddess level, they are still at the class flower level. I just don't know if it's a scam. Xia Ming shook his head helplessly. He is now the golden signboard of the Happiness Building Hotel, recognized by many hotel staff as the kitchen god. Any dish, in his hands, can transform decay into magic and become a rare delicacy. It has also promoted the revenue of the hotel's catering department, with an explosive growth of more than 10 times. All employees in the entire hotel are busy from morning till night. But everyone is happy to be busy. The busier it is, the better the business is, and the higher the salary. As the root of all of this, Xia Ming is a huge potential stock. After improving various physical attributes, one will have a stronger temperament. Lao Fong said that tomorrow is the day for salary payment, and I don't know how much I can receive. Xia Ming was extremely hopeful in his heart. He has been busy from morning to night for a month in a row, and among all the chefs, he works the hardest. After the reputation spread, there was an endless stream of customers who came to admire the name. At noon, in the kitchen of the catering department. 5 o'clock in the afternoon is the salary date for the Happiness Building Hotel, and all the chefs in the kitchen are full of expectations. Brother Fong, how much do you think our salary will be this month? The head chef, Lao Fong, is radiant and full of energy. As the head chef, his salary this month is definitely quite high. The chefs present are all migrant workers who rely on their skills to make a living. Good craftsmanship is the strongest iron rice bowl, so it is not taboo. Don't worry, it's more than enough to double it. Let's follow Xia Chaishan and eat meat and soup together, Lao Fong smiled. As soon as Lao Fong said this, the others also grinned and agreed. Fong Gu is right. With the presence of Xia Chef God, our happiness building has become the first hotel in Lin'an City. I heard that customers from Haizhou, Jingzhou, and other places have traveled thousands of miles and come here admiring the name. Chef Xiao Huang sighed. What's this? The hotel's private rooms have been reserved for a month now. Many dignitaries still need to say hello in secret and use connections to get a private room. It's just that Xia Ming is too tired. Every day from morning till night, I feel exhausted for him. Do you think if Xia Ming takes a day off, the hotel can close? Xia Ming said speechlessly, in this world, no one can change without me. I'm just a cook. Lao Fong shook his head and disagreed with Xia Ming's words. He looked at Xia Ming with deep meaning and said, if it were in ancient times, with your cooking skills, at least you would have to be a palace chef. We all understand that even if you are willing to share your culinary skills, you cannot create your own taste. I have been in the industry for decades and have worked in multiple 5-star hotels, which gives me some experience. Xia Ming, you are definitely the strongest chef in the culinary industry. Brother Fong is overpraised. Xia Ming kept cooking delicious food in his hands and muttered to himself, this is a master-level culinary skill. If we continue to improve, what would it look like, the first chef of Xia? Time passes leisurely amidst busyness. Suddenly, a chef heard the bell prompt and looked at it before exclaiming with joy, this month's salary has arrived. After listening, all the chefs also stopped and opened their phones to check their salaries for this month. 58,900 yuan, well behaved, this month is more than several months combined. My salary this month is 48,000, which has tripled. It's really good. 98,000 yuan, almost in 6 figures, TSK. Converted to 1 million yuan per year. Everyone was discussing and turned their gaze to Xia Ming, all quite curious. Xia Ming, how much is your salary this month? I guess there's definitely much more than us, at least 6 digits, right? 6 digits are similar, but it also depends on the number at the beginning. In my opinion, at least 70 or 80 digits are needed. Kitchen God, take a look. Xia Ming opened his phone, which displayed a balance prompt for Xia Construction Bank. In May 2023, salary income. 1,200,000 yuan. End of this chapter. Chapter 10. Dividend Incentives. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 10 Dividend Incentives 7 figures, monthly salary of 1.2 million. Xia Ming looked excited, as it was the first time he had seen so much money. He comes from an ordinary peasant family and has millions of savings, which can be said to be astronomical. The Happiness Tower Hotel is not as stingy as imagined. My expected salary is around 1 million, Xia Ming thought to himself. In modern society, it is an information society. As hotel chefs, it is better to listen to the implicit discussions of some industry rules about hotels in Lin'an City from the old party. According to them, the hotel's catering department has made a net profit of about 20 million yuan this month, which is more than 10 times higher than usual. The reason for being so high is all because of my existence. Proficient in cooking skills, it is already second to none in Lin'an City. It can turn decay into magic and nurture unique delicacies in ordinary dishes. At this moment, other chefs saw that Xia Ming was silent and curious about the results. Did you give less? Xia Chaishan, how much is your monthly salary? The hotel probably won't dig its own grave. That's right, with Xia Ming present, our happiness building is the best restaurant in Lin'an City. If Xia Ming leaves, he will definitely be beaten back to his original form, and the boss is not a fool. The chefs are all human spirits, and everyone is a laborer who relies on their own skills to make a living. When it comes to speaking, they are also very tough. Chef Lao Fong also curiously approached Xia Ming and asked for the result. Xia Ming looked at many chefs and smiled, "It's okay, barely earning a seven-figure salary of 1.2 million after tax." Upon hearing Xia Ming reveal his salary for this month, he was instantly shocked among other chefs. With a monthly salary of 1 million, it should be among the top in the culinary industry in Lin'an City. Amazing, Xia Ming, truly a culinary god. Yes, only 1 million yuan a month can match your status as a culinary god. That's right, if you rely on Xia Ming's craftsmanship to open your own restaurant, you'll have to make a fortune of several million a month. Chef Lao Fong quickly coughed and said, "All right, why is it getting more and more outrageous? Everyone's salary has increased several times this month. Everyone worked hard and continued to eat fish and meat with Xia Ming. Next month's salary, strive to break through 6 figures." Lin'an City, one of the top hotels, is the Dividend Hotel. The hotel owner He frowned and asked, "How has it been with Xia Ming? Is he willing to accept our terms?" Mr. He has communicated with him multiple times and he is still in a wait.and.see state. As far as I know, there are at least 10 hotels in Lin'an City that have offered exorbitant prices just to lure him over. The conditions offered by places like Fuklin, Yuankazai, Pinglai, etc. are extremely favorable. We don't have much advantage compared to them. The HR manager was very helpless. Xia Ming is a huge money tree and treasure trove. Even if the economic benefits he brings are not included, their social relationships and influence alone are enough to drive them crazy. The superb culinary skills have led countless powerful figures to rush to the top of the world, just for a taste of the finest food. Continue to increase efforts, as long as he can come to us, let him do everything. He looked serious. As far as he knew, there were already customers from Jingzhou who specifically went to the happiness building to taste delicious food. He once tasted an ordinary ingredient, but it was as delicious as a human delicacy, leaving his taste buds wide open and his aftertaste endless. We must dig him up and smash him hard with money. I don't believe it. Some people don't love money. Happiness Tower Hotel, Chairman's Office. Liang Ji looked at Xia Ming, who looked calm and handsome with sharp edges, and asked with a smile. "Xia Ming, how do you feel at the company? Overall, are you satisfied?" Director Liang, "Everything is good, and the company is also very good." Xia Ming replied with a smile. "Just be satisfied, the company is your home, and we are all your relatives. In Lin'an City, if you encounter any difficulties, just call me directly. I still have some thin noodles in Lin'an City." "Thank you, Chairman. My job is 2 points and 1 line, and I haven't encountered any difficulties." Liang Ji took a sip of tea and after playing the emotional card, he got straight to the point and talked about the reason why he specifically met Xia Ming. "Xia Ming, the company is preparing to sign a new cooperation agreement with you. The specific content is now in front of you. Please take a look. If you feel unsatisfied, just bring it up and don't be polite." Xia Ming picked up the cooperation agreement in front of him and carefully read its contents. One of the contents surprised Xia Ming and he looked at Liang Ji with uncertainty, saying, "Director Liang, is this one about equity incentives and dividend incentives?" Liang Ji seemed to have anticipated Xia Ming's doubts and explained with a smile. "Xia Ming, let's not speak in secret. You are a super genius in the culinary industry with special culinary talents. The hotel wants to cooperate with you for a long time. Regarding dividend incentives, as long as you stay at the Happiness Tower Hotel, you can receive a 20% profit share for every dish you personally cook. As for equity incentives, As long as you stay at the Happiness Building Hotel for 3 years, you can purchase the original equity of the hotel at the original stock price. Take a look. On behalf of the Happiness Tower Hotel, I am working with you with the utmost sincerity. What other companies can offer, my Happiness Tower Hotel will only offer more. I hope you can seriously consider it. Xia Ming remained silent, thinking about comparing the cooperation agreements proposed by other hotels in Lin'an City. Mr. Liang probably heard of other hotels coming to poach me with high salaries. That's why this cooperation agreement was signed. Otherwise, according to the nature of capitalists, it's strange not to eat you dry and wipe you clean, and even swallow bones and debris into your stomach. The conditions for opening the Ziwiguan Hotel are far superior to those of the Happiness Building Hotel. The specialty dishes I make are incentivized by dividends, which are divided into 50% and 50% based on sales revenue. Fu Colin Hotel is probably at this level, all in order to grab their own kitchen god sign. For the hotel standing at the top of Lin'an City, signage is more important than anything else. Compared to others, the Happiness Tower Hotel is relatively stingy. If it were not necessary, Xia Ming would not easily leave the Happiness Building. After all, the reputation here has already been established, and customers are constantly coming in every day. As long as the conditions offered by the Happiness Tower Hotel are not much worse than other hotels, he can reluctantly accept them. Xia Ming carefully looked at other contract agreements again, afraid of contract traps. Don't accidentally sign a sales contract. Fortunately, I didn't pretend to be smart and set traps in the contract. Xia Ming looked at Liang Ji in a suit and leather shoes, and directly opened the door to see the mountain path. Liang Dong, this dividend incentive is a bit low. Liang Ji raised his eyebrows, his expression instantly turned cold, his eyebrows furrowed, and his tone was clearly no longer so friendly. The 20% dividend incentive is still low, young man, my appetite is a bit strong. Liang Dong, Ji Wei Guan, Fu Kulin, Yuan Kuzhai, and so on, all proposed dividend incentives ranging from 50% to 80%. Xia Ming directly exposed the prices offered by other hotels. Happiness Tower Hotel, although it was his first company to work for. But he asked himself, he had already done enough. He wakes up early and goes dark every day. In order to earn more money, he has to stay up until early in the morning to rest. His efforts are worthy of his gains. Having completely monopolized technology, shouldn't he be allowed to bargain? Liang Ji looked deeply at Xia Ming, feeling a slight headache. He didn't expect Xia Ming to be young and have a strong appetite. But upon hearing the conditions proposed by Ziwiguan, Fuklin, and others, I also felt a chill in my heart and felt a hint of unease. The Happiness Building started relatively late, and now it can catch up from behind, mainly due to Xia Ming. Thinking of the astonishing economic benefits and the social effects that made other hotel owners particularly envious, Liang Ji hesitated for a moment before deciding to agree to Xia Hao's proposal. Xia Ming, Happiness Building is your home. As a parent, I naturally won't mistreat my loved ones. How about this? I will also increase the dividend incentive to 50%. What do you think? Xia Ming was slightly taken aback and agreed. New books for recommendation, collection, and follow. Up. Thank you to the Supreme Bull and Horse for giving a reward of 1,600 coins, and thank you to the Void God for giving a reward of 700 coins. End of this chapter.